The Providence Hood to Coast race is nearly 200 miles long and draws over 12,000 participants. Despite the sheer number of runners, teams are picked by lottery. One Medford medical assistant is getting her chance to run. Karen Boss is this week's amateur athlete. Karen Boss is up before the sun as she trains for the premier long-distance relay race.
Jumped at the opportunity because it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do Hood to Coast.
She's been training with friends for years now for this moment. They're the ones Karen gives some of the credit to in helping her prepare for this big race.
They kept saying, well, we can go one more mile. Let's just go one more mile. And so before you knew it, on the weekdays, I'm doing 10 miles every day.
But it wasn't always like that. Karen, for the majority of her life, was never really a runner. In 2010, she was a single mom of two and a medical assistant for a local doctor. That same doctor urged her one day to get a CT scan after Karen mentioned a pain in her neck.
Within a week, I had the report back that I did have Hodgkin's lymphoma.
But Karen was determined to not let it slow her down.
It was just a whirlwind. It never processed to me. It was life.
So 6+ months of radiation and chemotherapy followed when one day her cousin had an idea. She asked Karen if she wanted to run a marathon with her.
And I thought even if we walked together, however, it would just be powerful to get through it together.
When they finally got to the starting line later that year,
I think it's pretty much everybody's first marathon was going through their head is what in the heck did we sign up for?
after a long day of walking, running, and even some dancing, Karen and Kathy crossed the finish line together.
At that point, I don't think she ever thought she would run another one.
Little did they know that was only the first of many.
I guess at first, because I hadn't seen that in someone who hadn't been a runner, so soon after chemotherapy, to all of a sudden say, well, you know, I'm going to run, okay, yeah, you run around the block a couple times. And no, I just, ran 9 miles and I'm going to do a half marathon next week. And
running helped Karen more than physically recover, too.
Definitely has more confidence in herself and her own abilities, definitely. She doesn't back down. She stands right up to it.
Karen's just the poster child for this is what you can do, and I'm not going to be beaten down by bad news. I'm going to go and just, that's in her past, and now she's just a healthy person that marathons and ultramarathons.
With a new lease on life, Karen said the key to her recovery started every morning.
You can't stay in bed. You got to keep moving. You got to put one foot in front of the other, because I did have 2 children at home, and I wanted to show them that you can overcome anything.